Good evening. In southern Israel today, the calm of an autumn afternoon was shattered by an act of terror. At Ramon Airport, travelers were collecting their bags, greeting loved ones. The air hummed with the familiar sounds of a busy terminal, rolling suitcases. Without any warning, a sudden deafening explosion ripped through the arrivals hall. The ordinary day ended in an instant, replaced by chaos and fear. The blast sent a shockwave through the building, people screamed and dove for cover. Dust and smoke filled the air, making it difficult to see and breathe. Within minutes, the flashing lights of emergency vehicles painted the scene in strobing reds and blues. The wail of sirens cut through the lingering echoes of the explosion. First responders rushed toward the danger. They found a 63-year-old man wounded by shrapnel. They found a 52-year-old woman who had been hurt in a fall during the ensuing panic. Firefighters and police worked to secure the area, their faces grim as they assessed the unexpected damage. This was not an accident. The Israeli military quickly confirmed that a hostile drone had struck the airport. It was laden with explosives. It had been launched from hundreds of miles away by Yemen's Houthi rebels. It was a stunning breach of Israel's formidable air defenses. Ramon Airport sits just 12 miles north of Eilat, Israel's popular resort city. This strategic location places it at a critical crossroads, near the borders with Jordan and Egypt. The airport is a modern facility, having opened in 2019. Throughout the ongoing conflict in Gaza, it has served as a crucial point of evacuation for thousands of Palestinians. The drone was detected by radar but was not identified as hostile. No warning sirens were sounded before the impact. Houthi military spokesperson Yahya Saree claimed full responsibility. He warned international carriers, airports inside occupied Palestine are unsafe and will be targeted. This brazen attack did not happen in a vacuum. Just last Thursday, an Israeli airstrike targeted the Houthi-held capital of Sana'a. That strike killed the Houthi Prime Minister Ahmed al-Rahawi, along with other senior officials. It was a major blow to the Houthi leadership and a significant escalation. In the wake of that attack, the Houthis vowed severe retaliation against Israel. The Houthis are an Iran-backed militant group that controls a significant portion of Yemen. For nearly 2 years they have been engaged in a shadow war with Israel. Their actions are part of a broader regional strategy by Iran and its proxies to challenge Israeli influence. By targeting airports and shipping lanes, the Houthis aim to inflict economic and psychological damage. They seek to prove that they can strike deep within Israeli territory, thereby undermining Israel's sense of security and projecting their own power. The strike on Ramon Airport is a fulfillment of the Houthis' recent threats. Following the killing of their prime minister, Houthi leaders issued stark warnings. Yahya Saree explicitly stated that enemy airports are unsafe and warned foreigners to leave them. This rhetoric is designed to create an atmosphere of fear and disrupt daily life in Israel. It targets not only military sites but also civilian infrastructure like airports, which are symbols of national sovereignty and economic stability. The goal is to make the cost of conflict unbearably high for Israel and its citizens. This wider context paints a grim picture of a conflict that is expanding and becoming more direct. What began as a series of proxy skirmishes has now resulted in a successful strike on Israeli soil. The tit-for-tat nature of the conflict creates a volatile and unpredictable situation. Each action raises the stakes and increases the likelihood of larger confrontation. The drone that hit Ramon Airport was not just a weapon, it was a message that the war with the Houthis has entered a new and more dangerous phase. The details of the attack reveal a deeply concerning security failure. The drone managed to completely evade Israel's multi-layered air defenses. This system includes the famed Iron Dome, designed to intercept rockets, mortars, and drones, yet this time it failed. The IDF confirmed that no warning sirens were sounded before the impact. The explosion was the first sign of the incoming threat. Initial Israeli Air Force inquiry: the drone was detected by radar but not identified as hostile. It was allowed to continue flying through the defensive shield. It traveled hundreds of miles, crossed international borders, and slammed into the terminal. A direct hit. Damage was concentrated in the arrivals hall. Large glass windows were blown out, shards scattered across the floor, ceiling panels fell. Social media videos showed the chaotic aftermath. Structural damage wasn't catastrophic, but the psychological impact was immense. Operations were disrupted, fear spread. The Houthi response was swift and triumphant. Military spokesperson Yahya Saree claimed full responsibility for the direct hit. He warned international carriers, airports inside occupied Palestine are unsafe and will be targeted. A direct challenge to Israel's control of its airspace. Israeli authorities acted quickly. The Israel Airports Authority announced the southern airspace was closed, flights were grounded, the terminal was evacuated, emergency crews worked to clear debris and tend to the wounded. The closure was remarkably brief, reopened in under 2 hours, operations resumed, a message of resilience. Terror would not paralyze the country. Despite the reopening, the incident left a lasting mark on security. Officials promised a thorough investigation into how the drone went undetected. The attack exposed a vulnerability that must be addressed to prevent recurrence. For travelers and airport staff, the sense of security has been shaken. A hostile drone reaching this far south is a sobering reality. This will likely lead to heightened security measures at airports across Israel. Looking ahead, the situation is tense and uncertain. The Houthis say this is not a one-off event. They have threatened further strikes. They have urged foreign airlines to view Israel as unsafe. This poses significant challenges for Israel's tourism, business travel, and connection to the world. The military is under immense pressure to adapt air defense strategies. They must counter low-flying, long-range drones that may be difficult to classify as hostile until it's too late. The strike on Ramon Airport is a stark warning of what may lie ahead. The conflict with the Houthis is now a direct threat to homeland security. The key question now is how Israel will respond. Will it retaliate in Yemen and risk greater escalation, or will it focus on bolstering defenses to prevent future attacks? Decisions in the coming days will determine whether this is an isolated breach or the opening salvo of a new conflict. For now, a fragile calm has returned to Ramon Airport, but the shadow of uncertainty looms large over Israel's southern gateway. This attack marks a dangerous escalation in the regional conflict. Israel now faces a new reality, long-range threats from multiple directions. Civilian infrastructure has become a primary target in this expanding war. The international community watches nervously as the conflict spreads beyond traditional boundaries. The economic implications extend far beyond Israel's borders. The attack on Ramon Airport also disrupts vital humanitarian corridors for Gaza evacuees. This incident forces a complete reassessment of Israel's security paradigm in the south. The challenge of detecting and intercepting small, long-range drones will reshape air defense strategies. As night falls over Ramon Airport, one thing is certain: the rules of engagement have fundamentally changed. This has been breaking news coverage of the Houthi drone strike on Ramon Airport. We will continue to monitor this developing story and bring you updates as they become available. Stay safe and stay informed.